Short story 138, The Lost Library. Maya clutched her worn backpack, excitement bubbling in her stomach. Today was the day. Finally, she was old enough to join her grandpa on his secret expeditions. Grandpa Arthur, with his twinkling blue eyes and a shock of white hair, was an explorer. Not of faraway lands, he explored the hidden corners of their city, searching for forgotten treasures. "Ready for your first adventure, Maya?" boomed Grandpa Arthur, a mischievous grin plastered on his face. Maya nodded eagerly, bouncing slightly on the balls of her feet. They boarded the rickety old bus, rattling down familiar streets until they reached an unfamiliar stop. Here, nestled between a bustling bakery and a dusty antique store, stood a small, unassuming building. The peeling paint and rusty lock on the door gave it an air of mystery. "This is it, Maya," Grandpa Arthur whispered, his voice filled with childlike wonder. Fumbling with a bunch of worn keys, he managed to unlock the door. A thick layer of dust swirled in the air as they stepped inside. Sunlight streamed through a grimy window, revealing a room unlike any Maya had ever seen. Floor-to-ceiling shelves filled with space, crammed with books of all shapes and sizes. Leather-bound volumes with faded gold lettering sat next to paperbacks with colourful covers. An intoxicating scent of old paper filled the air. "Welcome, Maya, to the Lost Library," declared Grandpa Arthur, his voice echoing in the silence. Maya wandered through the maze of shelves, her fingers trailing across the spines of the books. Titles like Tales of Forgotten Kingdoms and The Secret Language of Animals sparked her imagination. It felt like stepping into another world. They spent the afternoon exploring the library. Grandpa Arthur pointed out first editions and rare maps, his eyes gleaming with passion. He explained that many years ago, during a city renovation, the library had been forgotten and sealed shut. Now it was their secret haven. Suddenly, Maya stumbled upon a hidden compartment behind a large, dusty book. Inside lay a rolled-up parchment tied with a faded red ribbon. The trembling hands, Maya unfurled it. It was a treasure map. "What does it say?" Grandpa Arthur asked, peering over her shoulder. The map was old and faded, but Maya could decipher some of it. It depicted a maze of winding streets and a large park marked with a red X. "It leads to a park," she explained, a shiver of excitement running down her spine. "There's a treasure buried there." Their excitement was infectious. Grandpa Arthur rummaged in his backpack and pulled out a magnifying glass and a small compass. "Looks like we have another adventure on our hands, Maya." The next day they set off, following the map's cryptic clues. They navigated bustling avenues, deciphered cryptic symbols on lampposts, even had a friendly chat with the grumpy old street vendor who pointed them in the right direction. Finally they arrived at the park, hearts pounding with anticipation. Following the map, they weaved through streets and past flower beds until they reached the spot marked with a red X. Grandpa Arthur grabbed a small shovel from his backpack, and they began to dig. After what felt like hours, the shovels hit something solid, brushing away the dirt. They revealed a wooden chest, its brass hinges tarnished with age. Cautiously they pried it open. Inside, nestled in a bed of velvet, wasn't gold or jewels as they expected. It was a collection of old leather-bound notebooks. Disappointment clouded Maya's face. Sensing her dejection, Grandpa Arthur picked up a notebook and opened it. The pages were filled with detailed drawings of birds and insects, alongside meticulous notes describing their habits and habitats. "This is a treasure, Maya," he said, his voice filled with awe. "This is a lost naturalist's journal. It could hold incredible discoveries about our local wildlife." Maya's disappointment melted away. This wasn't gold, but it held a different kind of value. It held knowledge, a window into a world waiting to be explored. Their adventure had led them not to riches, but to something far more valuable, a secret waiting to be shared. From that day on, Maya and Grandpa Arthur had a new mission. They carefully documented the naturalist's findings, sharing them with local schools and conservation groups. Meyer, inspired by the Lost Journal, decided to become a wildlife photographer. The Lost Library continued to be their secret haven, a place of endless possibilities and hidden stories waiting to be unearthed, and who knew what other treasures awaited them on their next adventure. Vocabulary notes: clutched, held tightly, often because of fear or excitement. Bubbling, feeling strong excitement or anticipation. Rickety, shaky and in bad condition. Unassuming, not attracting attention. Seeming ordinary. Peeling paint, paint that is coming off in layers. Intoxicating, having a pleasant smell that is very strong. Haven, a place of safety and peace. Spines, the backs of books where the pages are attached. Gleaming, shining brightly, especially because of wetness or happiness. Trembling, shaking slightly, especially because of fear or excitement. Parchment, a kind of thick paper made from sheep or goat skin, used for writing on in the past. Faded, lost its brightness or color. Decipher, understand something that is difficult to read or understand. Cryptic, mysterious and difficult to understand. Grumpy, bad-tempered and unfriendly. Anticipation, a feeling of excitement and eagerness about something that is going to happen. Tarnished, made dull or dirty. Dejection, a feeling of disappointment and sadness. Awe, a feeling of deep respect and wonder. Meticulous, very careful and detailed. Disappointment, a feeling of sadness because something you hoped for did not happen. Melted away, disappeared gradually. Exploration. Expedition, a journey for a specific purpose, especially to explore a new place. Unfamiliar, not known or experienced before. Library, floor to ceiling, reaching from the floor to the ceiling. Leather bound, having a cover made of leather. First editions, the first time a book is published. Treasure map, maze of winding streets, a network of narrow twisting streets. Red X, a red mark in the shape of an X to show where something is buried. Nature, naturalist, a person who studies plants and animals in their natural environment. Journal, a notebook in which you write down your thoughts, experiences, or observations. Wildlife, animals that live in a natural state. Conservation, the protection of the natural environment. Story written by Google Bard AI. Image created by desgo.com AI. Please check out my new blog at www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.